Hey, what is going on, everyone? This is Tanveer Sai, your boy MC1. Make sure to hit that like, subscribe, and bell notification buttons. Now, given that this is the end of the year and we've had a very uneventful year when it comes to cricket in terms of matches, especially when it comes to Bangladesh, I didn't have too much opportunity to make videos about Bangladeshi cricket, but this is an opportunity considering that we have been 20 years in Test cricket. I thought it would be more appropriate to actually come up with an all-time playing 11 for Bangladesh in tests, ODIs, and as recent as it is, also T20 cricket. And yes, I'm rocking my Bangladeshi shirt again. How long has it been? 14 years? This is like a 14-year-old jersey, and it's still, holding up its texture and whatnot. So might of Bengali textiles. All right, so starting with the all-time Test 11 of Bangladesh. Just pull up my notes here. Number one, I would say, is Tamim Iqbal. That's a no-brainer. Number two, this was a little difficult for me because I was wondering, should I put in a Javed Omar or should I put in someone else like one of the newer faces like Liton Das or whatnot. But in the end, I ended up, and this is based on essentially players at their peaks, not players right now, players at their peaks. So number two, I went with Shahriar Nafees. But if you guys disagree with anything, and if you have any other replacements you'd like to put in, please do put it down in the comment section below. It not only lets me know what you were thinking about it, also helps me with the engagement as well. And I believe with the Google's algorithm, they not only consider the likes and the subscribe. That's why please do like and subscribe to this video, like the video and subscribe to the channel as well. But they also count the engagement, how many people comment and engage with the people who have commented. So yes. Number two, I went with Shahriar Nafees, but if you guys have a better replacement, please do let me know. Number three, I went with the best when he was playing, Aminul Islam. And I feel that Aminul Islam, had he started a bit later instead of 1988, had he started like 1992, 1993, he had a few more good years to give to Bangladesh cricket. Okay, people remember him for the 146, I believe in our inaugural test, but I thought there was a bit more to him than that as well. Number four, I went with Shakib Al Hasan. This is absolutely a no-brainer because Shakib Al Hasan is the greatest cricketer Bangladesh has ever produced. Number five, this was a debate for me because I was thinking about, should I put in Habibul Bashar? Yeah, he's Mr. 50 and whatnot, but should I put him in? But then again, he was a Mr. 50 surrounded by Mr. 20s and Mr. 30s. And I think in his best, he's still beaten by this man who I've put in. Not by much, but Mohammad Ashraful. It's just on his day, he can actually make any bowling look very, part-time. But that's the thing. He rarely has his days. Number six, this was also a little bit of a mental debate, but I went with Mushfiqur Rahim instead of Khalid Mashood because Khalid Mashood perhaps might be a better wicket keeper, but you should understand that in cricket, a wicket keeper is also a batsman. A wicket keeper is not a specialist role that does not bat. So, and Mushfiqur Rahim is not a bad wicket keeper. It's just recently his form has not been that good. But Mushfiqur Rahim. Number seven, and this was the biggest point of debate for me because it's just that this person's domestic performance has been so good. I feel he did not get enough time to prove himself. And he got pulled out a bit too early. But this is one reason I did not go with, yeah, I did not go with Mahmudullah. I went with Tushar Imran because I feel Tushar Imran is a better batting prospect than Mahmudullah. Number 8, I went with Mashrafi Mortaza because barring injuries, Mashrafi, he had the potential to be a 150k plus speed bowler with accuracy, bounce, pace, swing, you name it. Number 9, this might be a bit controversial to you guys, but there's something about the red ball and this format that brings out the best in this guy, especially when he is in form, and especially on home conditions. Shahadat Hussain, Rojib, yeah, or Qazi Shahadat Hussain. There's there's something about his his late swing and movement and variations. He might not be the fastest bowler necessarily in red ball, but he uses whatever he has to his a decent advantage. Number 10, Mohammad Rafiq, obviously, because because I don't consider Shakib Al Hasan a pure left arm spinner. I consider Shakib Al Hasan a pure left arm spinning all rounder. Like, he's a very good bowler on top of being a very good batsman as well. Mohammad Rafiq is the best pure left arm spinner, and this was also another point of debate because should I put in Inam Ul Haq Jr. in this? I'm like, should I put him in this? Inam Ul Haq Jr. But no, later on, because given Mohammad Rafiq's more experience, I went with Mohammad Rafiq. And number 11, Mustafizur Rahman, because I feel like, okay, a little more than the surface has been scratched with Mustafizur Rahman, but still, I think he has a lot to offer if he just gets a few things right, and especially in his peak form, he's one of the most difficult bowlers to negotiate. That's the Test 11 done. Let's move to the ODI 11. Number 1, Tamim Iqbal. It shows you how consistent he's been. It's not only nepotism, but he's actually proven himself with the bat to hold that position. Okay, he's actually a talented player, so you cannot play the nepotism card with him. So yeah, Tamim Iqbal is someone who's actually earned his permanent or almost permanent spot. I know I've called for the removal of Shakib Al Hasan from time to time, but surprisingly enough, whenever I call for that, he somehow shows up with the bat, either the next match or a few matches later. Number 2 in ODI all time. The only reason I went with him is because I think Liton Das is just starting to find his feet. And this person is a bit more established. And he's been around for a bit longer, and I believe he deserves this spot a bit more than Liton Das at the moment. Imrul Kais. Number 3, Shakib Al Hasan. There is no doubting this. You are not removing Shakib Al Hasan from an ODI number 3 in Bangladesh history. Number 4, Mushfiqur Rahim, because he after Shakib Al Hasan, Mushfiqur Rahim will perhaps is one of the most technically sound batsmen in the Bangladesh team. So I'll put him right behind Shakib Al Hasan and right behind Mushfiqur Rahim, because this is the strong middle. Is Mahmudullah, because on his best day, Mahmudullah is can also show up to be as one of the most technically gifted batsmen in Bangladesh cricket, especially in ODIs. I just hope I just wish we had better not facilities, a better training infrastructure, because an infrastructure for training is not just the facilities, it's also it's the facilities plus your opportunities of training, plus your coaching and your guide and your mentoring, and plus so many other things, your physical fitness, your mental fitness as well. And it is sad to say, for some reason, people are dying to, people might be dying to coach India, even during the time people are dying to play matches against India during a terrorist attack. During a terrorist attack. They put some stupid slogan, cricket unites, during a terrorist attack. Countries want to play in India, but due to some surprisingly, due to long distance issues, some people don't even want to coach Bangladesh. So if anyone who thinks that India is not holding the lion's share of the influence in cricket, there's one perfect example. Okay, and this is not to be taken lightly. England came back during a terrorist attack to complete a series in India. This same captain said no to playing matches in Bangladesh. Not during a terrorist attack, months and months, maybe even a year after an incident. Number 6, and this is to taper off the strong batting core, and this is someone who I specifically put in number 6, because I want this person to be that power hitter. Liton Das, because I think Liton Das can still provide a lot for this team. But I want a team where Imrul Kais and Liton Das are both available to provide as much as they can in the best ways possible. Number 7, because I think, and like I said, we have 6 batsmen, 2 wicket keepers in the 6 batsmen. If your 6th batsman fail, do you really think your 7th batsman is going to come and save the sinking boat? No. That's why number 7, Mashrafi Mortaza. Number 8, Taskin Ahmed, because I think on his best day, in his best form, Taskin Ahmed can actually, something rare in Bangladesh cricket, he can beat the batsman for pace. Number 9, Rubal Hussain, because not only can he beat the batsman for pace, but he can beat the batsman with variations as well. And also, he has some decent control of swing. Number 10, I wanted to go with Mohammad Rafiq. I did, but in the end, this person I thought has a bigger contribution to ODI cricket as a spinner compared to Mohammad Rafiq. Abdul Razak. Number 11, Mustafizur Rahman. That's self-explanatory. Finally, moving on to the T20 11. Number 1, Tamim Iqbal. Number 2, Liton Das, because I think, because I think Liton Das is a bit more suited for this format at the moment. Number 3, Shakib Al Hasan, explanatory. Number 4, Mushfiqur Rahim, also self-explanatory. Number 5, and here's where I want to give this kid a bit of leeway. Shamma Sarkar. Because on his day, Shamma Sarkar can be a very, very elegant batsman to watch. Number 6, Mahmudullah, he's your get out of jail type of batsman, and or either a finisher as well. Number 7, and here's where I think this person brings in more value, Mohammad Saifuddin. Because Mohammad Saifuddin is turning out to be that all-rounder that people like Ziaul Rahman could not be. Ziaul Rahman, he was a military medium pace bowler. He could hit a ball, but he was never that effective and he was never that consistent. Muhammad Saifuddin somehow tends to get wickets and somehow tends to get some important runs every now and then. Number 8, Mashrafi Mortaza. Number 9, Rubul Hussain. These are self-explanatory. Number 10, I also went with Abdul Razak because of his increased experience. I did not go with Mehdi Miraz because Mehdi Miraz he's starting to taper off right now. So he needs to he needs to boost up his game. And number 11, Mustafizur Rahman. So, ladies and gentlemen, these were my all-time Bangladesh Test 11, ODI 11, and T20 11. Please do let me know what your squads are in the comment section below. If you agree, if you disagree, who would you like to see replaced in this squad, in each of these squads, and also any other comments that you may have. And as always, hit that like, subscribe, and bell notification buttons. This is Tanveer Syed, MC Tam1 signing out, and I wish you all a very happy new year, and may we all have a better 2021.